Disney is bringing one of its most infamous villains back to the big screen with the return of Angelina Jolie's Maleficent. The sequel, Mistress of Evil, boasts an all-star cast, including Michelle Pfeiffer as Maleficent's new nemesis.
Now, Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis gives us his verdict on this week's must-see releases.
Philip asked me to marry him.
No.
I wasn't really asking.
Nor was I. Love doesn't always end well, Beastie.
Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, feels like the biggest soap opera movie from Disney in a long time. The plot sees Aurora receive a marriage proposal from Prince Philip, much to the disgust of her fairy godmother, Maleficent. Aurora then convinces her godmother to accompany her to dinner at the prince's castle, where we meet his mum, the scheming Queen Ingrid, played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
I remember the story of a baby cursed to sleep and never wake up.
Really? Who would do such a terrible thing to an innocent child?
Well, there are many who prey on the innocent. I'm sure your kind would agree.
What do you mean, my kind?
She means humans.
It's a pretty relatable mother-in-law scenario, even for those of us without horns, supernatural powers, or royal blood. Tensions boil over as Maleficent takes the royals to task for the disappearance of fairies in the moors. Maleficent then gets blamed for putting the king under a spell and escapes. But she gets wounded and comes to in a mysterious underground lair.
Now it's time to care for your own.
Here we meet her allies in the tale, the Dark Fae. They're a race of outcasts led by Connell, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Bora, played by Ed Skrein. The film builds to an enormous finale as the two tribes face off, and it definitely brought to my mind some of the finer moments of Game of Thrones, albeit in a much more PG fashion. My rating, 3.5 stars. It's Game of Thorns? Bringing music to life on the big screen is harder than it might look. For every triumphant entry in this genre, like Bohemian Rhapsody or Straight Outta Compton, there's a Crossroads or Glitter to ruin it for everybody. Another film hitting cinemas this week, Blinded by the Light, sits somewhere in the middle.
September 3rd, 1987. You got Wham Boys, Bananarama Girls, and then there's me.
Who here wants to be a writer? The writers I admire make a difference.
Listen, if you want to succeed, do what the Jews do.
So that's a bit racist, Dad.
Stay away from the girls! Follow the Jews!
It's had huge reviews, and there's no doubt it's an inspirational tale about a young Pakistani lad in England in the 80s who finds strength through the lyrics of Bruce Springsteen. But the execution felt a little pedestrian to me, more middle of the road than raw and live.
I didn't know music could be like that. It's like Bruce knows everything I've ever felt, everything I've ever wanted.
That's what you call real music.
Springsteen. He's more what your dad listens to.
Not my dad.
From Gurinder Chadha, the writer-director of Bend It Like Beckham, the film is based on a memoir by journalist Sarfraz Manzoor. My rating, 3 stars. It's a feel-good jukebox musical.
Oh, I love Bruce Springsteen music.
It doesn't get old.
I love it.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Always the boss.